Before we get into it, real quick, does anyone else remember printing out directions before a road trip and feeling like an absolute genius? Like you were some kind of tech wizard? If you know, you know. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Today, we are paying our respects to a fallen hero, an unsung legend, a little website that changed how you got around before you got lazy and let a robot do all the thinking for you. I'm talking about MapQuest, and I'm talking about the fact that you forgot about it almost the second something shinier came along, you disloyal little gremlin. Let's go back. MapQuest launched in February 1996, and let me paint you a picture of what navigation looked like before that. You called your grandpa, and he told you to turn left at the mobile station. He'd say it with full confidence, like the mobile station was a landmark on par with the Eiffel Tower. That specific mobile station, which he had last visited in 1987, may or may not exist anymore, and if you missed it, you just kept driving into the void and hoped for the best. MapQuest created the world's first online mapping and turn-by-turn direction service, and it became so popular that its brand name became a verb. Can you MapQuest the directions and print them out for me? Print them out. And you did. You walked up to your inkjet printer, which took 11 minutes to warm up and sounded like a dying animal, and you printed out those directions. Sometimes 2 pages, sometimes 3. You traveled those streets like a pirate following a treasure map. You taped it to the steering wheel. You handed it to your passenger and said, "You're the navigator now," which immediately destroyed every relationship it was ever applied to. And here's the thing that people forget. There was real skill to it. MapQuest gave you distances. Turn in 0.4 miles, merge in 1.2 miles, and you're watching your odometer like a hawk. 0.3, 0.35, 0.38, and this is it. This is the turn, we're doing it. You nailed it. You pulled it off. You felt like Tom Hanks navigating the stars in Castaway, except you were in a Camry in Detroit, Michigan. That was totally fetch, and I mean that sincerely. At its peak in 2001, MapQuest served 82 million directions per day. 82 million every single day. That is an unfathomable number of people clutching paper printouts, trying to figure out where the Olive Garden is. From the late 1990s through the mid-2000s, MapQuest commanded nearly 100% of the market share for online direction searches. 100%. It wasn't a competition. MapQuest was navigation, full stop. It's the rare company that doesn't just dominate a market, it is the market. And then Google happened. The beginning of MapQuest's decline can be traced back to Google's acquisition of a little-known Australian navigation company called Where2 Technologies, which became the foundation for Google Maps, launched in 2005. And instead of fighting back, instead of innovating, AOL, which had bought MapQuest for $1.1 billion, made only modest occasional investments in MapQuest with no apparent future strategy. AOL basically bought a Ferrari, parked it in the garage, and forgot about it. Meanwhile, Google showed up with a spaceship. Later, Google stopped linking to MapQuest and Yahoo Maps when users searched for names of places, keeping only Google Maps, giving Google a huge advantage with new users who didn't have a preferred site yet. That's not competition, that's a mugging. And then the iPhone dropped in 2007, and Google Maps came pre-installed on every smartphone. MapQuest had to be manually downloaded. Do you know how many people downloaded it? Almost no one, because people are lazy and whatever is already on the phone wins. That's just science. By 2009, Google Maps had surpassed MapQuest as the most popular mapping site. And you moved on without so much as a goodbye, without a thank you note, without a single moment of acknowledgement for everything MapQuest did for you. Let me remind you what MapQuest did for you. MapQuest got you to your job interview. MapQuest got you to your first date. MapQuest got you to the hospital when someone was having a baby. MapQuest got you to that wedding where you drank too much and danced in a way you still regret. MapQuest was there every single time. Nothing but a printed sheet of paper and your complete undivided attention on that odometer. And you know what MapQuest didn't do? It didn't talk back. It didn't say recalculating in a passive-aggressive tone every time you made a wrong turn. It didn't reroute you through a neighborhood that made you lock your doors. It didn't crash when you needed it most. It was paper. Paper doesn't crash. Paper doesn't need a software update. Paper doesn't ask you to rate your experience. Now, the saddest part of this whole story, MapQuest is now owned by System1, an internet advertising company. All of MapQuest's IP and mapping know-how has been pretty much discarded. It now relies mostly on technology from Mapbox. They gutted it, the pioneer, the OG, the company that literally invented this entire category of human experience is reduced to an ad tech shell. That's like buying the Sistine Chapel and turning it into an Applebee's. MapQuest deserved better. It deserved a proper send-off. Instead, it got sold twice, stripped for parts, and now sits quietly on the internet while your phone yells at you to turn left in 300 feet in a voice that you selected from a drop-down menu. So the next time you're in a car and Google Maps saves you from missing an exit, just take 1 second, one little second, and remember the little website that started it all, the one that trusted you to read a piece of paper and work an odometer simultaneously like the capable adult you claim to be. MapQuest, it wasn't perfect, but it was yours, and you abandoned it like an opportunistic man whore the moment something shinier came along. I think they deserve a moment of silence. Peter Von Panda. Out.